1,000. That's how close humanity came to disappearing forever. No phones, no warning, just a sky that turned black for years. Scientists believe one event nearly erased us. Its name, Toba. But here's the strange part. Some scientists don't believe it happened at all, so which is true? Did we almost go extinct, or did we barely notice? To understand the answer, we have to go back, way back. 74,000 years. This was a world without writing, without metal, without cities, just small groups of people, learning to survive together, depending on each other for everything. And on the island of Sumatra, a mountain was quietly building pressure. This is Kale, one of the few who would live through what came next. Then, without warning, it happened. The largest volcanic eruption in over 2 million years. Ash didn't just fall nearby, it reached across entire continents. Some researchers believe the sky stayed darkened for years afterward. Temperatures may have dropped, plants may have died, food may have vanished. For the people living through it, there was no name for what was happening. Just survival. Some groups didn't make it. Entire communities may have disappeared. But somewhere, a few small groups held on. Among them, Kale's group. Fewer than before, but still breathing. Still together. Mira, Kale's companion, had a question on her mind. How long could they last like this? This is where genetics enters the story. Modern scientists studying human DNA noticed something strange. We're all remarkably similar. Far more similar than you'd expect from a species this large. Some scientists believe this points to a bottleneck, a moment when our numbers dropped drastically. Their estimate? As few as 1,000 people. Maybe a few thousand more. If true, almost the entire human species came from this handful of survivors, but not everyone agrees. Some researchers argue Toba's effects have been exaggerated. Archaeological sites in places like southern Africa and India show people thriving, not vanishing, right after the eruption. So maybe the eruption was devastating in some places and barely noticed in others. For Kale, the science wouldn't have mattered. Only one thing did: whether tomorrow would come. Days became weeks. Weeks became what felt like forever. Food grew scarce. Groups had to make impossible choices. Some chose to move toward warmer land, toward any sign that the world hadn't ended. This kind of migration may have shaped where humans ended up living for thousands of years. Some researchers connect this period to early human movement out of Africa, though again, not all scientists agree on the timing. What we do know is this: humanity's population at some point was remarkably small. Small enough that one bad decade could have ended everything. And yet, we're here, reading about it, which means something worked. For Kale and Mira, that something was each other. Cooperation, shared food, shared warmth, shared risk. Some scientists believe this exact kind of pressure is what pushed early humans toward deeper social bonds. Bonds that didn't just help us survive Toba, they became part of who we are. Every family gathering, every community, every act of cooperation today may trace back to moments like this. So did Toba almost end us? Or did it make us stronger? The honest answer, we don't fully know yet. Genetic evidence suggests a bottleneck happened. Archaeological evidence suggests it wasn't everywhere equally severe. Both could be true at once. Science rarely gives simple answers. What's certain is that our ancestors faced something massive and found a way through. Kale never knew the name of the volcano that nearly ended his world. He only knew that he survived, and that was enough. Generations later, his descendants would build villages, then towns, then cities that stretched further than any one person could see. All of it, possibly, traced back to a few thousand survivors on a darkened planet. Today, there are over 8 billion of us, a number that would have seemed impossible to someone standing in Kale's ash-covered world. And yet, In our DNA, the echo of that bottleneck may still remain, a reminder of just how fragile our beginning really was. Somewhere in that fragile beginning was Kale, one person in one small group who simply chose to keep going. Multiply that choice by 1,000 people, and you get the entire future of our species. It's a strange thing to think about. How close never came to being our story. Instead, here we are, still telling stories about it. Every eruption, every famine, every disaster our ancestors survived quietly built the world we live in now. So the next time something feels impossible to get through, remember that your ancestors already survived something far worse. And they didn't just survive it. They passed the chance to exist all the way down to you. Humanity didn't avoid the volcano. We simply refused to disappear. 1,000 people, one impossible winter, and an entire species that chose to keep going.